keep it in the paper and we don't get the resources we need.
Say hi. Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
And put you up on my channel.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I tell people this just walk away message. That's not for people who are abused. For people who are living with abuse, I'm hoping they'll see my courage and determination as a 55-year-old non-athletic grandmother to cross this country. Because I think it's easier for me to cross this country on foot than it is for a lot of people to safely escape their abuser. So this message is not for them.
Yeah.
For them, I want them to see my courage and determination and find their own inner strength and determination to seek the support they need to be safe. This message is for the abusers because they too have a choice. They can just walk away and get the help that they also need and deserve. Because if we don't help both sides of the equation, that abuse will just continue.
Just a continuous circle.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been telling people for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle, and all we're doing is continuing this cycle, and the abuse goes on to the kids, and then the kids, that's all they learn.
Well, yeah, and children who live
And
with
they grow up, they do the same thing.
Exactly, because it becomes normal to them. That's
Exactly.
the example
This
of
is
love
what
they
they
were
learn.
taught. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of victims who were abused by their parents and ended up in abusive relationships for that reason because they thought, well, it happens to everyone. You
Yep.
just don't talk about
And
it.
it happened to me. I was a native Aboriginal,
Oh, wow.
and I got beaten for speaking my own language.
Oh, my gosh.
And I got locked underneath the stairs with my cousin because I was speaking my language. I didn't know I was a little kid. And the nuns used to take us and they used to lock us underneath the stairs. And I learned after time what they were going to do. So what I did was I used to take extra lunch because we weren't allowed to eat or anything. So I took extra lunch and they locked us underneath the stairs with my little cousin, Natalie.
Oh, my gosh.
And this terrified her. She still remembers today. I was hoping that she would have forgot, but she mentioned it there recently, not long ago. And she said, Jody, you have the most beautifulest heart because you comforted me by telling me that everything is going to be okay. And you gave me some apples and sandwich. And after that, when I knew that you were there, I was going to be okay.
That's so nice
Right?
that she had you.
Yeah.
But it's so horrible you had to go through that.
A lot of
It's
us have different ways of going through
Well-
stuff with adults as kids.
What disturbs me most is, so every 6 days here in Canada, a woman or girl is murdered by their partner or intimate
Yeah.
partner. Of those women or girls that are murdered, 20% of them are First Nations.
Yes, I know.
They only make up 2% of the population. So
Yep.
that's a way overrepresentation that everyone should be appalled about because it's Canada's quiet genocide.
Yeah,
Every time a woman or girl is murdered, it's a branch off a family tree.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it breaks my heart to know that. And I've talked to other First Nations people across Canada who didn't even know that statistic for themselves. And it's heartbreaking
It
what
is.
has happened. It's heartbreaking that you guys still face so much racism in this country.
Well, it's soon coming to an end. You know that yourself. We're all interacting with one another, and we're all going to be basically the same race eventually.
That's what my mother always says. My mother says that while she's passed away, she passed in December, she always used to say people should be forced to marry people from other backgrounds because then there would be no such thing as race or racism,
Yeah.
and it would just be a beautiful world.
It would.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah. That's awesome. Pleased to meet you,
Well, it's so nice to meet you too. What's your name?
Jody.
Jody.
Knockwood.
Nice to meet you, Jody. What's your last name?
Knockwood.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Atwin for a minute. I was like, well, that's crazy. My daughter-in-law is Allison Atwin. She is First Nations.
Nice.
Yeah, she's from Kingsclear, New Brunswick.
King's Clare. So she's Mi'kmaq as well, or Mousy.
Yeah. And she's an amazing young woman.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. she was my
Awesome.
support in the first part of the journey, and she's still to this day. She'll watch my dot to see if I'm moving or not moving, where I am, what time of night I'm getting done.
Nice.
I can't put anything over on her. She's amazing, but
Oh, that's awesome.
looks right out for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been quite a journey.
So
but,
where are you journeying off to now? Like from here?
well, I'm gonna walk till the sidewalk ends tonight.
Yeah.
My husband is I don't know.
He's around.
He's not. I don't know if he's out this way yet or not. He works while I'm walking. He's actually, this is tomorrow's our last day together. He's been my support since Mother's Day. Before
is
that, it
that
was my
awesome?
son and Allison and my grandson travel with me. But then my husband came on board. However, it's tax season. He's a financial planner.
Oh.
Busiest time of year for him. So he's headed back home, and my younger brother, who created my website, is coming on board to get me through Halifax, and my husband will meet me in Halifax to celebrate our coast to coast journey. And then I'm doing Newfoundland separately in July because of the 2 injuries that cost me some time on the road, and then because my mother passed in December. Well, I got to come home. My brother called
that's
me
good.
and said, Mom has had a change in health. I need your help to take care of her. I had told him, nothing's more important to me. If you need me home, you tell me to come off the road, I'll come off the road. So I went home, and actually we got in a car accident on the way home. A bus hit us.
Wow.
So we're in a rental vehicle now, but it didn't hurt the camper, but we decided to take the camper off the road for the season. And since we don't have a camper, we knew Newfoundland would be difficult to find accommodations because we have no contacts there really. So
Okay.
plus we've never been to Newfoundland, so we really want to enjoy it.
Yeah,
And I'm excited about the Newfoundland Lake. I hear it's so beautiful.
it is beautiful.
But yeah, so
And the funniest thing is, this is where I'm from. I lived most of my life in Edmonton
oh really?
growing up.
Yeah, my daughter's out there in Sherwood Park.
Oh, in Sherwood Park, yeah.
just outside. Yeah, her husband's RCMP, so
Oh,
he-
okay,
he got-
nice.
They got put out there, and it's a job, but it's a hard one. I know my daughter, when he's late coming home, if he hasn't called, she'll call me to kind of distract herself from the worry. But I wish she'd chosen a different career.
Yeah.
Just because I think it would gives her a lot of worry and
Oh,
stress. So
You're doing awesome.
thank you.
You're doing good.
Well, for me, it's a healing journey. I think when you can take the bad things that happen to you and do something positive with them,
Exactly.
then it turns things around for you.
And things are changing.
Well, we experienced it firsthand in our
Yeah.
family. So her sons, who were only 2.5, we hadn't seen them since their 3rd birthday, but I wanted to let them know about the walk so they wouldn't just see it on social media. And we started meeting with them in secret back before I started the walk. And the night before I left, they had dinner with us, and they told me they understood my message, and they told me that while I was walking across the country, they were going to leave their abuser. And in August, they did that. And they live in my family home with my son and my grandson and my daughter-in-law. And it's brought peace to our family, but there's countless other families who are still suffering.
Yep.
And
You're right.
it's needless. It's preventable, especially these murders are preventable if we had better mental health care in Canada.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. Well, I just think access to better mental health care from a younger age, consistent mental health care, there'd be less homelessness, there'd be less drug addiction, there'd be less violence, there'd be less abuse, like all of it.
Exactly. And all I've seen since the 70s on was more and more and more every year.
Our numbers have been increasing since the pandemic, and it hasn't started to trend downward yet.
Yeah,
And
the
the
pandemic
worst-
is really what made things really bad.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you have mental health issues to begin
Yeah,
with,
that
the
is-
stress of that is going to make it so much.
Unreal. Even for people that don't have anxiety or issues,
Yeah.
after that pandemic, now they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that I know now, they're in a whole different state. They think, the government's after them. There's this here's going on. There's a lot of things going on. And which is kind of true. Right now in 2025, there is a lot of things changing politically.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
It is a very scary environment we're living in these days, politically speaking, for sure.
Yeah.
But
All right. So I'm going to let you off here.
all right. Well, it was nice to meet
Really
you.
nice meeting you.
Thank you. Did I give you my card?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.